Good afternoon. My name is Jonathan. I'm here with my colleague and fellow veteran Chris, and we're here to talk with you about augmenting professional networking events through ConnexUS. Have you ever had the difficulty of trying to break the ice with a new group of professionals at a mixer, or try to track down certain recruiters at a hiring fair? Without a booth or easily identifiable accessories that don't work with a suit and tie, it can be intimidating to take a trial and error approach to seeking out your intended audience. What we're proposing is introducing augmented reality overlays into professional networking events with the use of an app to create a profile, modern smartphones onboard AR viewing camera, and RFID emission capabilities. Users can manage and enable an augmented reality overlay that would appear over them, making their name, company, and status available for others to see through AR. Let's bring it back to that typical networking event. First thing you may see is there are no name tags or signs. Walking into this space as an outsider will be a little daunting. However, if all attendees were using ConnexUS, you'd be able to pull out your phone, scan the crowd to see who those people were and what companies were represented. That all said, those overlays can get a little hard to sift through with a busy group. That's why users can search by criteria in order to find the attendees by their school, company, or even special interest groups like veterans. The initial iteration of this tech would allow users to have their smartphone to act as both the viewer and anchor for an AR overlay. Users have to pull out their phone and scan the crowd before entering that space, keep their phones active for others to see their own overlays. Once more dedicated tech becomes integrated, AR overlays can move to a more practical, wearable tech like a smartwatch. Bring up your phone to be pulled out for scan the crowd for your initial scan for who you want to engage. Final iteration would keep that AR overlay anchored to that wearable tech. Now you'll be able to see the crowd through AR glasses when you need to even pull out your phone. The tech can be used before and after an event in order to manage and maintain your profile. Relevant information you may want to convey into your overlay, such as name, current and past companies, job seeker employment verification, even color selection for how you want to have your name tag stand out in the crowd. Additionally, after an event, allow you to connect with attendees you interact with, build your network, and sign up for future events. Initially, this would be best suited to explore in a controlled environment such as a career fair, where all attendees and users can opt into making the information accessible to all in attendance. But I'm particularly fascinated with the prospect of bringing this to more social situations where you can search by more dynamic criteria, such as shared interests or hobbies. Ultimately, ConnexUS will be flexible and easily adapt to your intended social situation to help connect you with new friends, broaden your network wherever you go. Imagine moving to a new neighborhood and being able to make friends quicker. As a service member, I moved around quite a bit, and I would have loved to have this capability during my travels. Even for those with a more local focus, how much easier would it be to make connection with someone in your daily routine, like at line your regular coffee shop? It's not like you can wear your regular favorite sports team jersey 24/7 or carry around your alumni license plate wherever you go. It's impractical. Bottom line is with ConnexUS, breaking the ice will never be easier. Any questions? Thank you for your time.
I guess my first question would be whether what you think about the implications for privacy.
Well, I'd ask the same question for how much information we want to put on social media voluntarily. So that's why I looked at trying to control this in an environment where people are they can control the information that they do share. If it's really more about their employment background, their companies they may have worked with, it's sort of easier sell. But more importantly, I just looked at the problem with augmented reality glasses, the fact that they're a fun innovation that came out, but there wasn't a lot of infrastructure to really warrant having them outside of early adopters. So by being able to sort of create more of a an actual practical reason potentially to have something that might live in an AR reality experience, this is sort of just a way to sort of augment that experience versus replacing. So it's not going to, people are going to be living in it and just staring at these overlays and interacting with their phone, but just have that means to quickly scan the crowd, break that ice, and then just hopefully find that connection point that allow them to have a quick conversation with that commonality they might have. So they might feel more empowered to connect.
Thank you.
Hi, Jonathan. I like the idea. I can't tell you as a former recruiter how many times I've stepped into a room and there's a specific candidate I was looking for that was hard to find in a large group. But just really around, I had some of the same privacy concerns that Connie shared as well. I would see this as an opt-in type of an event where it's event-based. I could also see this being used at theme parks for large groups that are visiting venues at the same time, where you want to kind of keep tabs on maybe who's where for safety purposes. So there, I think there's a different additional markability for this is opt-in, just to really get to know who's who, as well as who might be in the room. And I was thinking the other piece was around, have you done any research around how this might apply to a retail sector or to other types of fields?
I was predominantly focusing on the socialization aspect. That's why, for the opt-in process, I figured that networking events were sort of that perfect scenario, because it's less about your private information as much as it's sort of more your professional, whatever you might have akin to LinkedIn. I completely agree that you need to have an opt-in opportunity, because what information you broadcast that could be, exploited potentially by others who, like any information that's out there. And however you secure that, or you put that out openly. So ideally, this would be entirely opt-in for how much you might want to show. And obviously, as far as the social and the passive broadcasting, I see that as a far, far down the road. I just see it maybe more as bring it into that professional environment where people can decide to opt in, and this could sort of allow for that. And it's only people that are going to be in this event that can actually access that. And for parks, I do love the idea for being able to bring this to theme parks, especially when it comes to those that maybe have special needs, or those that maybe require, let's say, get some quiet space to get away from more active areas. If cast members, if you will, have the means to see this, and they can maybe help those that crowd or that group that has individuals that may require that, so they can maybe direct in a place that would be most comfortable for them to wind down.